What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video out here at Smyrna Skate Park. A lot of you guys were wondering what the skate park was last time I was out here shooting a video with Matt and John. Smyrna Skate Park, it's pretty old, 15 plus years, and yeah, it's still running, still doing good. So today we're going to be doing a follow-up video from the easiest tricks any beginner rider could learn. So this is going to be the easiest tricks any intermediate rider can learn, the 5 easiest ones to be exact. So basically you should be able to take at least one of these from today's video and try them at your local skate park, because we've got basically anything and everything right here, you know, except for a box jump. Ooh, I know a good one. So this is good for the foot motion, the arm motion, kind of securing your feet to the bike when you land and right away totally stoked. You kind of get where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I mean, it's intermediate, so it can't be a tail whip.
It is. It's a foot plant tail whip. I want you to show everyone how to do a foot plant tail whip on that bank over there.
Done deal.
Nice. Yes. Oh my lord. All right, so with the foot plant tail whip, as Matt licks his wounds coming up off the ground right now, so the foot plant tail whip isn't supposed to be that hard, but he tried changing it every single time he was doing it. So my recommendation to you guys when you're doing it, when you go up the ramp, you kind of want to do a small bunny hop, throw your bike out in front of you and get the arm motion. You want to have that arm technique pretty much on lock before you do this trick. Also, you want to be very spatial aware of where your feet go, because if you don't know where your feet are going, stuff like that will happen. As you saw, his foot went in the front tire as he slipped a pedal. You want to be very, very aware where your feet are going. So a good way to learn this trick would be doing something like this. All right, so what I'm trying to explain is, Matt, lift up your bike and show how you get the whip motion with just your arms. All right, you see how his arms did almost like a lasso effect, as if he was like a cowboy trying to lasso up a cow or some type of herd animal. Do it one more time, but do a slight kick, because when you're going up the ramp, you do a slight kick. Now, can you show everyone how you can jump on your pedals at that point? Because that's actually the key point. All right, that's exactly how it should go. So basically you want to have spatial awareness. Spatial awareness is where you want to put your feet on the bank. All right, so Matt basically put his feet on the bank, knew exactly where he was planting his feet, so all he had to do was focus on doing that lasso effect and watching those pedals as they came around. The second time around, I told him not to change anything up, and he tried to add like a little bit of a hop, skip, and a step, as if he was like on some Mary Poppins movie.
100%.
100%, and ended up not working in his favor, because then his feet stuttered and he didn't have that spatial awareness to where when he went to go put his feet on his pedals, they actually went in the tire. So, you know, basically that right there is what could happen to you if you mess up this trick.
Yeah.
How bad was it?
I just bent my toenail back and I'm good.
All right, so the next one we're gonna do is a pressure feeble stall. Now this trick, you don't wanna hold it as long as you would think you're holding like any other stall on your pegs, because you will slide out. All right, so a pressure feeble, or a forward rolling disaster, I guess you would call it, because you're not necessarily doing a feeble stall. A lot of people like to call it a pressure feeble, because if you get more and more towards the angle of where your peg would be close to the deck to be able to do a feeble stall, so it kind of looks like a pressure feeble. I like to do a forward rolling disaster and then pivot around. That's going to teach you a lot more control. So it's going to better you as a rider, being that you're going to actually gain a lot more control and balance over your actual riding itself, because when you're going up, you got to go kind of slow, and you got to be technical with your riding to where you got to watch your pedals and make sure they're not going to clip the coping. You got to really pay attention to it, because what it's going to do as well is, because when you go to pop out of it, you actually got to use that pressure. So you're not actually doing a front tire back wheel bunny hop out. You're doing a 2-tire type of a pressure to be able to get that momentum to turn around and go down the ramps. But it's a really good access trick as far as learning other tricks with it, like a bar spin or toboggan, or if you want to go pressure to foot jam. I'll show you a couple of them right now. Now both those tricks are definitely way different. So with the pressure to foot jam, obviously you saw my weight went forward to be able to get the foot in the tire and keep the momentum forward to go into the ramp. These aren't tricks you have to do right now, but it opens up the opportunity to be able to do so many things down the road. So the next one would be learning how to clear something. You want to be comfortable with at least jumping with somewhat of a decent pace. So this gap is about 10 foot. You don't have to jump a 10-foot gap, but intermediate style stuff, you want to be able to be comfortable with jumping and clearing something on a regular basis before we take you to the expert level where we start doing tricks like toboggans, no-handers, no-footed can-cans. And I'm going to teach you guys right now how to kind of judge your speed to be able to feel like you can jump something safely. And I'm going to do a couple safety cases to show you how to absorb them right now. All right, so a lot of you guys watching this might be wondering, how is this intermediate? How is jumping something and learning how to case even a thing? Because if you don't, everything can go wrong. If I always try to use the egg analogy. If I throw an egg, or let's just say a cinder block at you, right? And you're dumb enough to try to catch the cinder block, you're not gonna try to catch it stiff. You're gonna try to absorb its impact because you don't want it to hurt you or crush you. Same exact thing. If I'm jumping off of this, oh, it'll hurt my back, landing stiff. And I'll be walking around like one of those guys off Jackass, right? But then if you're jumping off of a higher object and you absorb that impact, it's actually gonna help you in the long run. So it's the same exact thing I'm trying to show you jumping. So me casing purposely and showing how my legs were absorbing that impact so that I wouldn't necessarily get bucked or going forward is probably one of the most crucial things in BMX, whether it be beginner, intermediate, expert, or pro, because I can't tell you how many times I've actually cased something and been like, oh my God, thank God I knew how to absorb that, because if I didn't, I'd be dead. All right, next up, number 4. This would be a crank flip. You should be pretty good at no-footers before you do this trick. This is a pretty controlled trick. You should also have a looser chain. So if you're like trying to look to do tail whips and you got a really tight chain, this might not be the trick for you. But Matt is pretty good at them. So we're gonna get him to teach you how to do them on flat ground, as well as show you that you can actually do them to fakie on a bank, which actually looks pretty cool once it's all said and done. All right, so what is your go-to technique with that? Because it looked like it was pretty easy. And how long have you been doing it?
Probably been doing a year now, right? Something like that.
Okay.
I try to get my foot under the pedal like this, so it just comes back around.
Okay.
Yeah, most people try to do it with their toes, it looks like, and their pedals just flip like that.
Okay. Does the pedal matter? Because it looks like you have a lot of teeth on that thing.
When you're starting out, you probably want metal pins because it gives you that little extra pull. You can do it with plastic, but I would definitely recommend metal pins that really grab onto the rubber.
I feel like everyone that I see that does with plastic, they do more of a kick motion. Like they kick their back foot down, rather than cuffing it like you. I mean, whatever works, right? I do the same way as you. I basically just use my front foot to sweep it around.
Yeah, that's the easy. I feel like that's the easiest way. You can do it on free coaster, cassette, anything that way.
And basically, you're showing you can do that trick anywhere, whether it be at a skate park or on the street. But since we're at a skate park, we got banks. You want to try one on the bank?
Yeah.
So a crank flip like that is going to be pretty hard. That's why we say it's intermediate. You want to at least know how to do a fakie, and you got to be very spatially aware of where your feet are going on those pedals, because if you don't, tell him what happens, Matt. Matt has rolled around on his back several times doing that trick.
So you're coming up and you flip your pedal and your feet land like this. This catches and you're going backwards.
Yeah, you got a lot of experience with that.
It ain't good. It ain't good.
All right, for number 5, we haven't touched on any grinds yet. This isn't going to be a how-to to do these grinds, because I do have a video on my channel. If you go to the playlist on my channel, there's a bunch of different how-to videos, just in case you guys want to learn any of the tricks we've gone over today. But this is going to be grinds. So basically, you want to try to find obstacles that you can do the most grinds, and actually something that's almost like stairs, similar to this ledge right here, where you can do a grind on one side and kind of get used to the height of it, and then do a grind on the back side. All right, so you're going to try to find an obstacle like this. Not every skate park's going to have this type of obstacle where it's stepped tiers like this, but you want to make sure that your pegs are high enough. See, my pegs are like perfectly high right there. I put them on there. There's barely enough room to be able to get a grind, but the whole point is to be able to make sure that you can actually do a grind at a skate park. And if you're advanced enough, you can do the back side, which we'll get to right after this. I'm gonna do a double peg, I'm gonna do a feeble, and I'm gonna do a Smith. But before I do that, I don't have any wax, but you also got to make sure that when I'm coming at it with the right speed, that I'm not just gonna go dying, because this got some rust on it. This one moves kind of slow. This is just to help you keep your options open when you go to the skate park. Not to forget that you can and should try to learn how to do different grinds. If you're not familiar learning how to do these grinds, like I said, I have playlists on my channel, the how-tos, go check them out. Let's do the backside right now. I gotta say, Matt, there was something very, very familiar about that angle you just shot. So yeah, Matt did try to do that. He is hurting behind the camera right now. This is like 2 times in a row you've come to the skate park and you've got completely destroyed. The time before that it was, let's not even mention it, let's just show you. So if you guys found these tips useful, drop a comment below. If you guys have any suggestions for maybe future videos like this, put them in the comments. I do videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Tuesday, sometimes Thursday. I'm all over the place, guys. Post notifications, put them on. All notifications. You don't want to miss a thing. So with that being said, if you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.